The Waterloo Creek Massacre or Slaughterhouse Creek Massacre refers to a clash between mounted police and indigenous Australians in January 1838. The events have been subject to much dispute due to conflicting accounts of what took place and specifically the number of fatalities. It was at the end of a 2-month expedition by a detachment sent from Sydney to track down the Nimoy, Wirraré and Kamilaroi people who had killed 5 stockmen in separate incidents on recently established pastoral runs on the upper Gwydir River area of New South Wales. The mounted police, consisting of 2 sergeants and 20 troopers led by Major James Nunn, arrested 15 Aborigines along the Nimoy River but released all but 2, one of whom was shot whilst attempting to escape. The main body of Kamilaroi eluded the troopers. Thus Major Nunn's party along with 2 stockmen pursued the Kamilaroi for 3 weeks from present-day Manila on the Nimoy River north to the upper Gwydir River. On the morning of January 26 in a surprise attack on Nunn's party, Corporal Hannon was wounded in the leg with a spear and subsequently 4 or 5 Aborigines were shot dead in retaliation. The Aborigines fled down the river as the troopers regrouped, rearmed and pursued them, led by the second-in-command Lieutenant George Cobban. Cobban's party found their quarry about a mile down the river now known as Waterloo Creek, where a second engagement took place. The encounter lasted several hours, and no Aborigines were captured. It is this second clash where details of its occurrence contrast substantially. There was an inquiry held on the 22nd of July 1839 at the Merton Courthouse. There were no convictions and the matter was dropped. The only eyewitness accounts of this second engagement were provided to the judicial inquiry by Lieutenant Cobban and Sergeant John Lee. Statements from eyewitnesses. Lieutenant Cobban claims he rode to the rear of the group and found a large cache of Aboriginal weapons in the bush and secured them. When he returned to the river, he admitted to seeing 2 Aborigines being shot, trying to escape, and believed that at most 3 or 4 Aborigines had been killed in the conflict. Sergeant John Lee was with the main detachment of mounted police that pursued the Aborigines into the river. He claims that 40 to 50 Aborigines were badly killed. Differing views from historians. In more recent times, historians have differed on the site of the collision and the number of casualties. Historian R. H. W. Rees concluded that the site was at the junction of the Slaughterhouse Creek and the Gwydir River, and that 60 or 70 Aborigines had been killed. Military historian Peter Stanley claims at least 50 Aborigines were killed. Historian Lyndall Ryan considered that Sergeant Lee's estimate of 40 to 50 killed was the most reliable. Historian Keith Windschuttle contends that what occurred at Waterloo Creek was a legitimate police action in which at most 3 to 4 Aborigines were killed in the second encounter.